What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Thursday pretty quick edition of MLB and NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Again, only 8 games, 3 in the NBA, 8 in the MLB, though. Those are the kind of days that I can get used to. I need a little brevity here coming off of 15. It's nice to get, this mixed up Thursdays where you can kind of breathe a little bit. And obviously NBA, I'm going to totally invite 3 NBA games here in our lives. Obviously, didn't find a ton else that we could really jump on. Thought that there was maybe some paths. Maybe we'll see how Pajemski plays. If he ends up limited in any capacity, had some prize picks cards throughout for the people. But you can sign up for that. Lindy 5, you guys want to get pick'em cards. You want to get all of my bets every single day. You can sign up for that down below using promo code Lindy5. Super easy to do. Boom, tough actin' to actin' directly on your screen. But producer Jacob, he is still a little jet lagged. I am feeling a little under the weather, not 100%, but don't worry, I'm feeling great. And I'm feeling great about these bets. 4 in the MLB streets, 2 in the NBA streets, and yet one that I really want to pull the trigger on in that last game, Denver, LAC. Ooh, that series is just awesome so far. Hopefully it keeps rocking. But without further ado, producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. Super easy to have a lean screen that's just 4, and we can kind of talk through every single one of these. Again, it's going to be quick by default. We've got an interesting game with Chris Paddock, Shane Smith going in this one, and similar to what I've said constantly, I don't really trust the Minnesota Twins nor the White Sox to do anything that is consistent. Like, consistency is not going to be what we expect of these teams, but especially the starting pitchers on the Minnesota side. Chris Paddock this was a team, you had basically flat odds for Cleveland, Detroit, and Minnesota to all potentially, in Kansas City, all 4 of them to potentially win the AL Central, and then the White Sox a distant 5th, just throwing it out there. But over 8.5, I'm going to lean that direction. Shane Smith has not impressed me. Fly ball contact, 16.8 degree average launch angle. Basically, just guys are going to start barreling him up at some point. 6.3% barrel percentage is the only reason that the results aren't like apocalyptic here so far for him. And only 22 and a third innings, 2.82 ERA is good, but a 4.40 expected ERA. I'm expecting bad things coming his way. I mean, he's the 26th prospect for the White Sox. Come on now. Anyway, Chris Paddock, we've seen forever, whether it was San Diego over to here, and nothing's really impressed me at any stage. He was supposed to be it in San Diego. That went away quickly. 468 expected slugging here. Not going to be ideal. All he does is just chuck fastballs. The main thing is that, can you trust the White Sox to do enough? I don't. Weather okay in Minnesota, nothing special. Early in the morning or afternoon. Milwaukee taking on San Francisco, and these are the kind of games where you expect, hey, maybe we get a little surge in weather. Maybe it gets a little bit warmer. No. Mid-50s at first pitch going on tomorrow in my model, and that, it's not model, it's just simply what it is. And that's going to be at 12:45. That is going to be the local time there for San Francisco, 3:45 Eastern time, letting you know. I'm leaning on the Landon Raup side, but I mean, the price is a little bit asinine here, and Landon Raup's been awesome, but Tobias Myers, I think, has a little bit of something. I can't really put my finger on it, but like last season, this is his first start, by the way, 22.3% K rate, had a 3 ERA, but a 4.22 expected ERA. I don't know. He's just got one of those insanely high arm angles, sitting at 61 degrees. Looks a little bit different, but like the delivery's a little funky in a way where I think it throws batters off a little bit. I think he's just going to outperform what his pitch mix is because of things that are intangible. Very tough for me to account for. So, I mean, San Francisco is the money line based on the math, but I actually would go Milwaukee. Again, my brain and my heart going against each other. The math like San Francisco. So that's what's going on the screen. Nothing betting as of now, but I could be talked into either side based on how the price shifts. Pittsburgh, LA in this one. Not going to be shifting my opinion in this one whatsoever. You get Mladzinski, who we definitely targeted. Got some under on a couple of his outs props earlier in the 2 of his early starts. Carmen Mladzinski here doesn't have a ton, but he avoids barrels. Has an okay fastball to some extent, decent enough velocity, nothing crazy. But I'm very much interested to see him go up against an Angels team that, I mean, they never have lefties out there. Their best lefty that they're rolling out on a day in, day out basis is a switch hitter. So like Luis Renifo. I'm not going to even start to talk about, Your first baseman, Nolan Schanuel, is like plus 1,200, plus 1,400 to hit a home run. One of the more lefty-friendly parks in baseball every single day. It's a little bit tilting. The construction of the Angels confuses me every single year. Mike Trout, I'm sure it does as well. Texas Rangers and the A's here. Oh boy, first 5 under 4.5. I do have a first 5 under 4.5 on the card, just not in this game. I think this one ends up being a little bit scary. Jacob deGrom, very, very good. I think Jacob deGrom going to be really solid as he continues to go forward. We saw at the very tail end of last year, no idea why he ended up pitching that, but does have the fly ball contact, 10.2% barrel percentage. I think there's just enough there where I don't want to get too invested. JT Ginn on the other side. JT Ginn, I guess. He is just interesting. Cutter. He throws that exclusively to lefty bats, and it's been a really, really good pitch with a lot of swing and miss. We definitely don't have the main guy there in Corey Seager from the left side. I don't know. This is one that I entertained for a long, long time. Ended up waiting there's 8 games. I'm going to have prop exposure. I know that's the case, and everybody in the Premier Discord knows that that's going to be the case too. I think it's going to be a lot easier to find some hitting props potentially there against Ginn with some righties. But yeah, that cutter freaks me off, even though going up against lefties, the platoon, not going to be as much of an advantage because of one pitch. I'm valuing it pretty high. But anywho, that's all for the lean category. 4 plays coming to you now. Don't mind me, going to fire producer Jacob for being mean to me between segments. We got Seattle, we got Boston. Cutter. I didn't say anything weird about the cutter. That was a normal sentence.
You said freak off instead of freak out. Okay, Diddy.
Oh, he thinks he's funny now, too. He thinks he's funny. You're a Kanye West fan. Anyway, Seattle plus 1.5 taking on Boston. I don't know what to tell you. Don't hang out with your uncle in private. That would be very stupid. Poor guy, but also why? Therapy is good, friends. Seattle taking on Boston. 3rd time, we'll hit the reset button. And I like a play in this one, and it's pretty straightforward. It is all about Garrett Crochet. All right, I will say this too. I am a Brian Woo fan, Mighty Ducks 2. That bit will never get old. But despite the fact that my skin is glowing today, Garrett Crochet is absolutely making my heart set on fire. I went through his pitch mix to start off this season. I'm obsessed. And this is like the spot. I'm nervous that we might see a 9.5 at open tomorrow. I'm actually nervous about it. I can't wait. I'm going to be jumping on it as soon as it opens. And that's why it's not even going in the lean like department. This is not even in the lean section. And obviously we have a shorter slate today, so I've got to maybe find something for you, but this isn't even me searching for something. We do have a lean like coming up later, and I'll explain what we're going to do with that. But Seattle against Southpaws. Definitely concerning. 166 ISO, they're good. 99 WRC plus is right around league average, 100 being the WRC plus, but 29.8% K rate. And then you go through the projected lineup that you're going to get with righties every single time. You're going to get no Rowdy Tellez more than likely, so that loses the biggest strikeout bat, and still Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, Mitch Garver, Julio Rodriguez, Ben Williamson, Dylan Moore, Luke Raley, if he ends up in that lineup. I think he still probably does. JP Crawford, maybe. Like, these are all guys. JP Crawford, good at avoiding strikeouts, but everybody else I listed beforehand, 22.5% or higher K rate. Okay, sounds great. And Garrett Crochet, man, this dude is going to just go nutties. He had 11 strikeouts 2 games ago against the White Sox. Had to face the same team a second time. You would expect the strikeout numbers to come down. They did to 7. And I think it's kind of skewing more towards the 35% that he had last season, like 28.5% K rate this year. He got paid. He doesn't have to go out and eviscerate his arm every single time. So you got to pick and choose your spots to some extent. But like, this is going to be a Garrett Crochet spot. Wind's neutral, blowing in a little bit outside of right field and in. Yes, Seattle has power with the ISO numbers and the green monster out there, but Garrett Crochet, limiting hard contact, 29.5%. If he's doing that, he's going to be the best southpaw in baseball. It just is what it is. So Garrett Crochet, 10 plus Ks. I'm going to go quarter unit guaranteed there. I have the lean light category. I kind of lied about that. But anyway, the main thing is the number has not dropped yet. The number has not come out yet. But break-even price, I'm hoping 8.5 strikeouts ends up being our opening number, minus 115. That would be lovely. And then I will bet that. I will bet that over 9.5 here to the 10 strikeouts with a plus money sign. That would make my heart happy. Oh yeah, I've said my heart twice and 3 times, and I'm done talking. Next game. Yeah, you probably know where I'm going with this. Colorado, Kansas City. I think we might get that game rained out today. It still hasn't resumed play as of 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I just want to throw it out there. Has it started yet? Nope, still in a rain delay. I could see this end up being a doubleheader. So be on your toes. If the pitchers change, know the rules of your book. I say this all the time. You're going to get a game 1. You're going to get a game 2. Maybe they do hold out and try to play it at another date, but it's a travel schedule situation on Thursday. You got to get both of these in if you can, considering it's interleague and, Colorado, Kansas City don't exactly easily match up. They're pretty close in proximity state-wise, Denver and Kansas City there on the Missouri border. But I really, 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 really think they'd go doubleheader if they had to. So listen to this. We got Dollander and Reagans. Now, Reagans is obviously quite good relative to this Dollander fellow here so far, although pretty decent strikeout stuff that we're going to see from him going forward. Now, he is the number one Rockies prospect. He's a top 25 prospect in baseball. He's got a fastball, 97.5 miles per hour. In fact, a lot of his numbers remind me of Bobby Miller. That's terrifying because he's giving up barrels early on in his big league career. 7.80 expected ERA is horrendous, but it has to get bad sometimes before it can get better. And I think that's what he's doing is he's learning how to pitch at the big league level rather than at the AAA level where he's obviously had some success in a very, very, very tough league. But 7 home runs given up to that fastball early on, 980 expected slugging. Eesh. But we're out of Coors. That's kind of the deal, friends. You get Colorado out of Coors. Not only can Dollander pitch better, but Colorado bats really don't do jack diddly douche. So we're taking the under of 8.5. Jack diddly douche. I got to take that one with me. Sometimes my brain does fantabulous things. Under 8.5. It's a little juice heavy, -115, but juice is good for you. It helps you live life longer. Just make sure it doesn't have too much concentrate. 2 more MLB games before we talk NBA. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we break down Baltimore and Washington. Pretty close little spread here. Nice little cash there for Washington money line. If anybody paid attention, got 30 cents of closing line value or 28 cents of closing line value. Absurd number at open. Actually, it flipped inside. It was 24 cents. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. It was an awesome play. And Washington, James Wood just got the party started right away. And then Josh Bell hits a first inning homer. It was basically done immediately. And what is going on with the Baltimore bats? Huh? What is actually going on with the Baltimore bats? Have you seen their numbers against Southpaws this year? 55 WRC plus. It's the second worst mark in baseball. I don't want to tell you it's the first mark in baseball because they might be the team I cheer for. But Baltimore is horrible. They're horrible right now. 193 plate attempts, 193 plate attempts. And we're talking just a .069 ISO with these guys, these power hitters that have been just raking for the last 2 years in that lineup. What is going on with you guys? Oh, yeah. And then we get the ace for the Washington Nationals up, Mackenzie Gore. Yeah. And then it's up against Cade Povich. This is yet another ridiculous line. I should lock this. I really, really should. I really should. There's a -104 at FanDuel, though, and that might have to get locked. We're keeping it alike for now. Washington money line, my favorite play, bar none here. Mackenzie Gore, 37.8% K rate to start off the season. Inflated a little bit by the sun being in the Phillies' eyes or whatever the hell opening day. But Cade Povich, no good, terrible, very bad. 402 xWOBA, 50.8% hard hit percentage. Going up against a Washington team that, while they don't do everything you're looking for, they get to go up against a Southpaw who I basically value way below league average. And the last of the MLB plays, Tampa Bay, Arizona. I said I had it earlier. We had the under 4.5 first 5. And here's why. On the mound, Corbin Burnes, who the results haven't been that great, but if you caught that game in Wrigley Field, pitched unbelievable. I mean, Corbin Burnes pitched unbelievable. In fact, so much so that the game went completely nuclear when he came out of the game in the 7th inning. Both sides ends up finishing 11-10, ridiculous. I mean, it was higher than that. I mean, they went over 20 runs. And Corbin Burnes ends up just pitching a gem. Only the one earned. Unbelievable stuff. I can't tell you how much that has skewed my modeling to just basically throw out everything that we saw early in the first couple of starts for Corbin Burnes. And let's just look at his 2024 sample size. 3.34 expected ERA, 23.1% K rate, 2.92 actual ERA. Really decent numbers across the board. Now this year, Yeah, 5.02 expected ERA. You just look at the surface on that one, not going to impress you, but it is 1/10 of the sample size of what we had last season. Actually, it's technically like 1/9. Don't come at me, bro. But we got Corbin Carroll and fam. We got to try to be very careful here. I think Drew Rasmussen can do that for us. He's really good himself in some rights. Not my favorite pitcher overall, but like 301 expected slugging so far, 260 expected slugging, 1.97 expected ERA last year, even though a very, very, very limited sample size. He's always been very good at limiting hard contact, except for like 1 year in 2021 where that just got forgotten, but he still had a 3.65 expected ERA that season. I don't see a lot of runs here, and yet we're getting a 4.5. 4.5 listed here. It's a little juice heavy as well. Open -125 at Hard Rock now, sitting -130. Although I think you're going to get a lower number on FanDuel based on the fact that we have -105 for that Texas Oakland game, but it is Jacob deGrom. So I understand why they're valuing it there. First 5 under 4.5 evening game. Close the roof, maybe. That would make me happy. But lower total, under 4.5. Give me that. Let's talk NBA. Of course, before we talk NBA, Bet365, damn good find. I'll suck it to one more time. It's minimum deposit of $10 required for this promotion, and you have to live in one of these states: Iowa, Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Illinois, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, or North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist around your head. Spin like a helicopter. Bet 5. Get 150 in bonus bets. Doesn't even need to win. It doesn't matter what your name is. As The Rock would say, -500 or greater. Why does The Rock make terrible movies? We will never find out. But he is still The Rock, and he's doing cool stuff, so I will give him respect. Minimum odds of -500 or greater. So you can bet any money line of the biggest favorite on the card. Bet $5 when you deposit 10 or more in one of those states at the link below, and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. It's only if you're 21 and over, 18 and over in Kentucky. If you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, 3 games in the NBA streets. Play from 2 of them. Let go. The New York Knickerbockers 1-1 series taking on Detroit, and they are 1-point favorites. Ooh, darling, we got the home court for Detroit, and I have that plus 320 Detroit series ticket. Now, plus 330 is where you could have got it when I talked about it, but that is neither here nor there. This is what we're going to break down. Where did Karl-Anthony Towns go the rest of that game? 3 buckets, 3 for 3 to start off, and then only 11 shot attempts. That cannot be the droids that you're looking for whatsoever if you are Tom Thibodeau and company. And Mikal Bridges gets a lot of bad rap for that last game, but like 10, 6, and 0 for Karl-Anthony Towns is just unforgivable type stuff. But Jalen Duren, I said he had to play better. I said he had to be out there, and they got okay minutes from Paul Reed at times. But 37 minutes for Duren, 12, 13, and 2. The main thing, 3 blocks and a steal, and played great defense face up there on Karl-Anthony Towns at times. Obviously, they switched over to Harris at times as well. You're getting weird stuff from Mitchell Robinson. I got to think that they're going to try to share the floor a little bit more again in this spot. You had 20 minutes for Mitchell Robinson. For Karl-Anthony Towns, you ended up getting 33 minutes. He had the foul trouble there, of course, but 5 minutes of overlap that existed there. I think you could really throw Detroit out of order if they go to that guard-heavy lineup: Dennis Schroeder, Cade Cunningham, Malik Beasley. But, that's not here or there. Obviously, shooting and spreading the floor definitely matters in the modern NBA, but everything about this for me is just Karl-Anthony Towns. He has the advantage to go step outside on Jalen Duren. He should have a size advantage against anybody else, period, who tries to guard him, whether that's Isaiah Stewart, Paul Reed, anybody of that nature. He just needs to be more assertive. And the whole thing is that Jalen Brunson wasn't his best game by any means, even though he put up 37 points in 44 minutes. Unbelievable stuff in that regard. But the assists, you got to get your big guy involved there, Karl-Anthony Towns, and I think that's going to be an important focal point. I mean, I get it. When you stand around and you watch Jalen Brunson score a lot, it's interesting, but doesn't help everybody else. Go, Cat. You're the number 2 on this team. And yeah, as a Timberwolves fan, kind of okay with watching this happen, but I have to bet Cat at this number. 21.5 points, -110 at BetMGM right now. His usage, his yearly rates, everything across the board just has me thinking that this is asinine. Now, the minutes have to go up from the 33 that you just saw. He's got to stay out of foul trouble, but he averaged 24.2 on the season, despite a 214.5 total. I think the minutes can make up the difference. He averaged 34.5 during the regular season. Let's get that to 40, 41 here in a game that is very important to both sides. Cat should easily get there. Oh my goodness, Memphis and OKC, and I had to override. I just had to override what my modeling was doing. Now, there were some Prize Picks cards and some other pick'em cards that I tried to like force in the issue and try to get some Memphis side, and it ended up working out for the people. And in fact, Memphis kept it competitive, played a nice game, and then don't even want to talk about it. Anthony Edwards, bro, was a taco. The eternal taco, the taco of death, the taco de destruction. Just trying to make people money. We still 2x. Life is good. In fact, haven't missed a Prize Pick card going at least 4 of 6 or 4 of 5 or 5 of 6 or 6 of 6 or 5 of 5. That combination of it, like a month. And now that I said that, I'm absolutely cursing everybody who's in there for pick'em. So sorry about it. Oh yeah, let's talk betting, shall we? And that is where we go to the OKC side. I overrode something, and I just don't agree with the math on this. I've got this at 7.5, actually, technically on the Memphis side, but there's a couple of things. First off, I don't think you can look at Memphis in their year-long sample size and just copy paste over. Why is that? Well, you don't have Taylor Jenkins coaching this team anymore, and the rotations are all out of sorts. And if you just model it based on the last 5 games that they have played, I cannot tell you how egregious this line is. Again, Oklahoma City easily covers 14.5. Their win by 19. They easily covered game 1. I mean, you're just printing money. 2-0 against the spread, this Oklahoma City team. And now all I have to do is find double digits to get the win. And Oklahoma City really hasn't had to push any of their guys any considerable minutes. SGA scored 15 points. 15 points in the first game of this series. Guy averages 32 and change. He only had to play 23 minutes in that game. He plays 38 in the next one. Was a little bit inefficient, but overall, what does Memphis do? What are the adjustments? Luke Kennard saw a little bit of court time. I expected that. There's Luke Dort, though. Caruso. I mean, there's just so many wing defenders that didn't even have to go crazy, baby. Don't forget that boy told you kick that dirt off your shoulders. So Jay-Z and I, well, Jay-Z can't bet because he's agent, and that would be bad. We want to go to OKC minus 8.5. I'm just overriding it. This is a I know ball. I know better. Let's just go OKC. I'm very mad I didn't bet that 14.5 in OKC last time. And the last game, I really wanted to take a closer look at this one. It's a lean for now, but we'll talk Denver LAC because I know it's the game of the night. I mean, these two teams have just been going at it. Now, Clippers, surprising to see minus 220, minus 215 on the money line, depending on where you're looking right now. It's a little bit obnoxious because the Clippers are pretty highly valued, and Kawhi Leonard shot them way into that game. Now, we haven't had the Jokic game. Zubats has been doing an unbelievable job, and Ben Simmons, don't sleep on him in relief. He can switch screens. He can do so much stuff defensively. I thought that was a big X factor, and it's not that he has to play 20 minutes even. It's not that he has to play any considerable minutes, but when you can actually rest a little bit of Zubats and get 8 minutes, 10 minutes in spurts for Ben Simmons, life is much, much better because then you don't have to play, I don't know, Drew Eubanks. Woof. Anyway, the main thing I wanted to point out was Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn's usage has been a little bit higher than I would anticipate for the season. He's played, not for the season, but over the course of these games, he had 8 and 7 shot attempts, 5 and 4 shot attempts from 3 in the first 2 games of the series, played 31 and 29 minutes. And they obviously want his defense out there for switching purposes at the top of the key, going back and forth with James Harden, trying to stay on Jamal Murray as much as often as possible. But a lot of that effort, I'm surprised to see these kind of shot attempts because he's out there defensively for all of the reasons. I mean, 3 steals last time out in game 2, huge steals at huge times in that game. But the usage should be lacking. It should come down from 15 shot attempts around 30 minutes. And you project that out for like a 13%, 14% usage for a baseline. I like the under of 6.5, but I haven't bet it yet. So it is going in the lean category. If you're looking for something, I know this is off the beaten path, probably not everybody's cup of tea, but it is what it is. It's my favorite play from the game right now. We'll rerun numbers tomorrow, but Michael Porter Jr. status really matters in this one. Really matters, but it sounds like they're going to push him to go. And that does it for another edition of NBA and MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Jaylen Brown just cashed that ticket for us. 5 assists. All second half goodness. Hey, he had 1 at halftime. That made me happy to look at. Anywho, Lindy 5, you guys want to sign up for that? They're down below. Would love to see you guys there in the Discord. We got so much good stuff going on. So many just amazing, sharp people that get to talk with on a day in, day out basis. Not just people who are subscribing, but are actively helping other people improve their process, helping them find cards. Again, it is the community that I absolutely love. And well, it's only $5 for an entire week if you haven't tried it out yet. So sign up down below. Would love to see you there. Plus, kind of coming up with some ways, trying to collaborate, find some ways of getting some people some free months. But Lindy 5, again, $5 for your first week would be awesome to see you guys there. I'm out of here. Producer Jacob, thank you yet again. It's so good to have him back, right? Till next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB and NBA streets on Thursday.